In a recap, we went over how a script is structured. We saw at the top of a script, we have the version directive, which tells the compiler what version we are using. And the next thing, we had a study or a strategy annotation call. In between that, we have statements, function calls, calculations, whatever else. You can order them whatever way you want, inputs, variables. And then after that, you have to have an output of some kind. If you're on a study, it's got to be a plot or some kind of color, background color function, something that outputs to the chart. If you're on a strategy, it needs to be some kind of strategy call that buys or sells. Doesn't matter, but it needs to be one of them. Then we went over versions. There's 4 different versions. The default version is 1, so if you don't have the directive at the top, the compiler will default to the first version. 4th version is the newest one currently as of June 2020, so you want to make sure you're using that for all the features. And all the versions are incompatible with each other. If you're on version 3, you can easily convert to version 4, but if you are in another version or you want to modify an older version, you're going to have to do some work to get it to work. The differences between a study and a strategy, we went over that. Basically, strategies are made for running back tests. Studies are made for using alerts and indicators on your chart. You can plot and calculate with both of them. They essentially do the same thing. We went over lines and indentation. I showed you guys that lines can be as long as you want, but you'll probably want to span those long statements over multiple lines, and I showed you how to do that. You need 4 plus 1 or 2 or 3 spaces, no more than 7. So if you have 8, you're going to get an error. If you have just 4, you're going to get an error. Comments, anything after these double slashes is a comment. They can't be used in the multi-line statements, and that's it. Hope you guys learned something.